What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the new LEGO Harry Potter Diagon Alley Wizard Shop set 76444 with 2,750 pieces that retails for $200 US. So this is a pretty cool set. It is a micro scale build, at least I believe that's what it's called, where we will get a bunch of the little micro figures. You can kind of see some of there scattered throughout, but it's really cool just getting Diagon Alley. So it's a nice set where we get, I believe it's every shop from Diagon Alley. I don't know if that's exact or not, but we do get a lot of shops. So we get two like alley sides, so you can kind of fold this up. We'll see this on the back of the box. Fold this up to make it like the actual alley, so it's, you know, small little section with shops on each side with Gringotts sitting there big in the background with the dragon on top. Now we do have a little measurement up here at the top that if you have it completely wide open, it measures 34.5 inches long, so that is pretty big. But as I said, you can sort of fold it up here, so take how it is at an angle here and fold it up. And speaking of how it's at an angle here, I thought this would be something that you'd be able to do with this set, but it's just the set has different like disconnecting pieces, and it's just sitting here like laid out this way. It's not, you know, I thought there'd be like a hinge piece that would allow it to like open and close and stuff, but it's actually just sitting here like this, so it won't actually sit at this angle without you just sitting the pieces like that, which I thought was kind of disappointing. But we'll spin around to the back of the box and see what it looks like. So there you can see it all spread out wide, so you can have this long version if you want, or at the top here, I know it's sort of cut off, but you can have the alley version, which I'll show, which it kind of recreates what's showing there in the movie with Hagrid and Harry walking down Diagon Alley for the first time, as well as you see Harry over here shopping for his first time as well. And then we get interiors to all the shops. Now, of course, I wrote down what each of these shops is, but unfortunately, I don't know what's exactly going on inside each of the shops, so I'm just gonna have to guess, and I may point out things if I recognize or whatever, but you know, it's just supposed to be inside of the shops, but it's all at a micro scale, so it's hard to really identify everything that's going on. But a really nice set, so it's nice to get Diagon Alley complete here. So this is pretty cool. So we get another micro scale set to go along with like the Hogwarts castle they did a couple years ago, which I do have. I just have never built it because I don't have any space for it. But since this is smaller and folds up, I went ahead and did build this because I was really excited for it, because I just love Diagon Alley. So getting a representation where you get all the stores, I just thought was really cool. So I really wanted to get this set, and it was a pretty nice build. Like I said, though, unfortunately, it's just in that micro scale, so you lose a lot of details and you don't get like minifigures, you get these micro figures, but it's still pretty cool to have the representation of Diagon Alley. So let's go ahead and look at the actual set, and we'll start with those micro figures first. So here we have our 12 micro figures, which looks really nice, and of course good representation of characters you would see in Diagon Alley. Now I do believe they were going more with the looks, but I want to say more specifically from the Half-Blood Prince, so like the beginning of the movie when they go to Diagon Alley, so especially like all of our main characters, that's how we see them dressed in that scene. And then of course we get shopkeepers that could just be from anything, and of course they're real small, so like the Harry here. Now I can't really get it any bigger, maybe if I can zoom in manually, because I'm zoomed in on the camera as much as I can, so it's really hard to see all the details, but it's supposed to be Harry. You can tell by the glasses and all that, and again wearing the outfit similar to what he wears in the Half-Blood Prince movie, and just looks pretty decent overall. But of course it's a micro, so you lose details, so his hair's, you know, just painted flat onto his face, as well as the outfit just printed on these little micro figures, so you don't get a whole lot of detail, so it's hard to really like show all of these off. But as you see them here, we've got Harry, Hermione, and Ron, again all in their looks from Half-Blood Prince. Then we got Ginny Weasley and their brother Fred and George. Of course, they run the Weasley's Wizard Weasley shop, so we get Fred and George there. And then we also get Lavender Brown, which of course fell in love with Ron in the movie, so nice to get her. Then we go to Draco Malfoy and his mom Narcissa, so we see them, I guess you want to say, like sneaking around Diagon Alley, and our trio follows them to see them using the Vanishing Cabinet and Borgin and Burkes. Then we go over to our shopkeepers, so we get Ollivander and Madame Malkin, as well as Mr. Borgin, which is a nice addition as well. So nice to get all of these little micro figures. Like I said, it's kind of hard because, you know, they're so small figures, so it's hard to tell if they're good or not. Now, one thing that is cool is like when you get each of these figures, they come with two of them since they're so small. You know, Lego gets you a lot of duplicates of small things, so you do get two. So I went through and like picked between the two which one I thought had the best paint jobs, because, you know, on little figures like this, sometimes the paint gets put lower down and, you know, it looks kind of awkward on the body and stuff. So I tried to pick out the best paint jobs on each one, or print jobs I guess you'd probably say. But yeah, just nice to get the little micro figures to put in your set. It'd be cool with things like this, you know, to get different characters for each of the shops, and then, you know, our main characters like we got, I'm fine with. It'd just be cool to, you know, more populate out Diagon Alley there. But it's nice that we got the 12 micro figures, but like I said, just so small and hard to get the detail that they don't really look that cool compared to minifigures. So here we have the Diagon Alley set, and I have it just folded up together because if I display it, that's probably how I did it, just because it takes up the least amount of space. But we'll just go and start in the front here. So we do get this nice black base all around it with a little logo that says Diagon Alley down here in the front. I know it's kind of blurry. Maybe I can fix it there. You can kind of see a little more. So we do get the street view of what I assume is supposed to be London. So we do get the leaky cauldron over here. Of course, we get the night bus right in front. It always comes off on the studs, unfortunately. But again, nice little micro scale version of the night bus. At least I assume micro scale. Just looks pretty good, of course, with our purple triple decker bus there. And of course, it has like fake wheels and stuff at the bottom and all that. It just looks pretty good, and you can easily park it right out front of the leaky cauldron here. So we get the leaky cauldron on this side, and then just, I assume, just supposed to be some sort of building in London with the phone booth out front. So it's nice that it's got that included as well. And of course, it'd be nice if there was like a wall or something here so you don't see into Diagon Alley like you're not supposed to, but that's just the way they have it built here. And then of course from there we can go back through the shops, but it's just nice that you can sort of see this like street view of Diagon Alley, and you can sort of like pan through it there to see what it looked like walking down Diagon Alley to Gringotts there in the back. So that's pretty nice. I just love this view, seeing the top down. Of course, you can put all our characters through there and everything. But what's cool about this is the set does come apart. Like I said, now unfortunately we can't do the thing where we spread it out in like the V shape like the front of the box had. I would think that would look cool, but we do get different segments that pop apart. So we do get like splits about in like this section, and then right in front of Gringotts as well to separate it down. But we can go ahead and take each section off, and we'll like of course look at it, and then at the end we'll put it in the straight line like they had it in the picture. So here we have our first segment. We'll just go up one side of the street and down the other. So like I said, we start off already with the leaky cauldron, so we get the separation of the wall that allows you into Diagon Alley. So it's nice to have that represented. And of course it just got a little alley here to ignore. It's always hard with like lights and stuff, but it looks like there's maybe trash can stuff. Of course we get the leaky cauldron with the nice new like nougat color, I believe it's called, sort of walls and stuff. We get like a window design in there. And of course when we go through the front afterwards, we'll go and look at the back, and you'll see the interiors at least as much as you can see with the lighting and all that. Then we get our next shop of the Magical Menagerie, which sells a bunch of different pets. So we get a nice big cat like statue or sign right up top here. So it looks pretty good, like the different colors of like the orange, gold, and green colors. So that all looks pretty nice. Love the top, you know, with like the big spire and stuff. Of course, little window designs in there. So that looks pretty fun. Of course, we'll just see a lot of like glass windows and doors. So we get a little door entrance there. Of course, we get these street lamps run throughout as well. Then next up, we get Mount of Malkins, of course, where they buy their wizard robes and all that, which we've had in the bigger Diagon Alley sets already. So we've had them represented. So we get the nice big like windows in the center with the double entrance doors. Mount of Malkins, the logo there. We get this like M logo, and sometimes they switch it to a W, an M, or an E. So you just sort of flip it around for different buildings throughout this. And the golden scissors. So that looks really nice. And then finally, we have quality Quidditch supplies. So of course, where you buy all your Quidditch supplies and brooms and all that. So nice colors. I like the blue colors up top. We get a nice big golden snitch there. Of course, little signs hanging down. We get some of those. They're just blank, but nice. And then we get the 3 hoops of the Quidditch pitch and all that. Looks pretty good there. Then we can spin it around, and you'll see this is how we get clips. So we get clip pieces I'll show you in our next set, but then they're just kind of attached here, but they're not the ones that pop in and then like ratchet back and forth. They're just the little like C-clamps that clip on, and so they'll hold a little bit, but not enough to like really stick it in there. Then we'll switch to the back and see the interior. So we have the quality Quidditch supplies, and again with the lighting, it's not going to be easy. Love how they have the different, it's like the little paint brushes and stuff, but they're using them as brooms this time, so that's pretty nice with that design. And then we get an upper level there as well. Again, it's hard to really tell or see what's going on with any of these. Unfortunately, the light's not helping either. Then we go over to Mount of Malkins, so again, robes and stuff, so we'll get different representations. It's supposed to be like clothing and suits and stuff. So we do get like what's supposed to be a little couch and stuff, and little chairs split throughout it, tables and all that. And then like I said, other supplies that they're just using Lego pieces to represent that, but it's hard to really tell what's going on. Then we have the Magical Menagerie, so again, pets and stuff. Again, all I really see is we get like a pink frog down there, and then not really sure what else is going on, but there's like some leaves and stuff, so it kind of makes it look like a place an animal would live in, with little like boxes and stuff stored up top there as well. Ending off this section with the leaky cauldron again, so we get the little leaky cauldron design. So again, not sure what all's going on in here. I assume these little pieces are tables. We get this room up top, I assume it's supposed to be like the room Harry stays in and stuff, especially like in the 3rd movie. So just little different sections there to represent each of the insides, but like I said, with them being in such the small micro scale details, it's hard to really tell exactly what's going on with this. But that is it for our first section, so let's move on to our next one here. And with this one, we'll start with Ilof's Owl Emporium. So there we get the E this time up top, and of course we can tell it's the place because there's a big owl there. So it's where you can buy owls, so it's where Hagrid gets Harry Hedwig. Looks pretty nice, love the blue colors and all that there. And again, nice big windows, doors. And from there, we move over to Slug and Jigger's Apothecary, as well as Mr. Mulpepper's Apothecary. So we get two apothecaries right next to each other, which are just places where you can buy potions and stuff they need for their potions class. So nice to have those two right next together. Love how they have like the pink designs on the bottom, then like the orange and green brickwork up top and all that. So pretty nice. Of course, when you see inside, they should have very similar designs and all that. And then on the very end here, we have Portage's Cauldron Shop, so we can buy your cauldrons. So we get some cauldrons sitting out up front there as well. And nice design for that in the darker green color. And if we spin around, we can see, of course, inside the cauldron shop, so you just get more cauldrons sitting around in there. Then we get our apothecary, so again, very similar design for both of those, just like opposite layouts, and then just different places. We can see like there's plants up top, so they grow different like ingredients and all sorts of that going in there. And then our owl shop as well. So I assume these right here are supposed to be owls sitting on perches and stuff. So you get those spread around there as well. Again, not good with the micro details, but they do look really good from the exterior like this. And that brings us to our end point of the street where we get Gringotts Bank. So again, we have all these clip pieces here. We just sort of detach it easily there and it can come off. So we get Gringotts Bank. Now, of course, we do also have over here, I do believe this is supposed to be the Daily Prophet headquarters. So we get the little door and stuff there. That's supposed to be the Daily Prophet. But then we get Gringotts, of course, the nice big white building there with the Ukrainian iron belly up top. So it looks really nice. You know, it's supposed to represent, like you see in the Wizarding Worlds at the Universal Studios, which I've never been there, so I don't know. But I think I did read that this design is based off that. Now, obviously, having the big dragon up top shooting the fire out does make that. But I think it said that, you know, the layout of the shops and all that represents that as well. So nice just to get the 3-story white building there with the dragon up top. Of course, the dome roof there in green that it's sitting on. Now, I'm not sure what like this is, unless it's just a little stand to sell like the Daily Prophet and stuff, but I couldn't really find anything else about this, as well as this stand over here. Not exactly sure what's going on with it, but we can then spin it around and see the interior of Gringotts Bank. So it's nice we get just a little stand, probably like a vault here in the back, because there's a little table or something with a galleon sitting on it. So it just looks nice interior. We get the chandelier hanging up there as well, and then maybe some precious jewels or something sitting up here on the top level, but again, hard to really tell what's going on with the interior there, but looks nice overall. You know, easily tell that's supposed to be Gringotts Bank, and nice that they have the dragon represented. Of course, it doesn't look that great in the micro scale, just, you know, a white blob sort of sitting up there, but you can kind of tell it's supposed to be a dragon, especially with that fire breathing out of its mouth. So that's all we get for the in section of Diagon Alley. Then we'll move over to the other side of our street, so with our first little section here. So with this, we get Borgin and Burke's. Now, the Borgin and Burke's is supposed to be located in Nocturne Alley, which I do believe, like, you know, one of the pieces, you know, back here like that, you know, it's supposed to be like the entranceway into Nocturne Alley or something, but they went ahead and included it in this set, which is perfectly fine with me. So with this one, we more see it from the side here like this, so that's what it looks like more we see in the movies. So of course, Borgin Burke's is just a place that sells dark artifacts, so we see Harry go in there accidentally in the second movie, and then we return in Half-Blood Prince to see Draco, his mom, and some of the Death Eaters in there. Of course, they're messing with the Vanishing Cabinet, but our trio doesn't see exactly what they're doing, so nice to have that represented. Then we move over to Scribulus writing implements, of course, where students can buy quills, ink, and paper or parchment and stuff. So just a nice little writing, you can tell because it has the little writing feather there in the front, and I like the blue on the gray design. And finally, we have Ollivander's wand shop. So of course, Ollivander's always has that unique design with the round windows in the front, especially like the yellowish sort of design and stuff. So that looks really good, having Ollivander's represented in this as well. And we can spin around. Of course, we'll see all the boxes there in Ollivander, so all the different boxes of wands, and get an upper level and all that, which is cool. Then we get Scribulus, so again, more supplies. So we get a bunch of quills and ink pieces representing paper, like right here. So again, just all sorts of writing supplies in there. And then finally, Borgin and Burke's, which we get like dark stuff. So we get the hand like that grabs Harry. There's like a statue there in the background. What's cool is we get the Vanishing Cabinet right here. I know it's going to be hard to tell, but that's supposed to represent the Vanishing Cabinet. And we get some stairs going up to an upper level as well, which it looks like there's probably like a glass case holding some stuff. So that's nice, especially getting the Vanishing Cabinet included in that. So that's that section. And then we move on to our last last one before we can put it all back together. So first up here we have Wiseacre's wizarding equipment. So you just buy all sorts of stuff. So it's like magical instruments and everything so that you need for like potions class and any other class, and anything you need you can buy it from there. And again, we get that same design used there for a W, this time for Wiseacre's. So again, nice representation with the blue. Then we get Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor, so you can buy ice cream there. So always nice treat when going into Diagon Alley. We get some chairs out front, of course, nice like scoop of ice cream sitting up here. Again, just looks like with the design and ice cream parlor, and you can tell from the inside as well. And then next to that we have Flourish and Blott's bookstore. So of course we see them in the second movie go to this, where they meet Gilderoy Lockhart and buy their books and all that. So a place where you buy books in Diagon Alley. It looks pretty nice with the green design and all that. And then our final building, of course, is Weasley's Wizard Weezes, which is a joke shop. So we get the nice big representation of one of the brothers there with the hat. Of course, they can like do the hat on and off and all that. Of course, the classic design with the orange, yellow, and purple sort of designs of building looks pretty good there. I get a nice little alleyway back in there as well that would look like it would go to like Nocturne Alley and stuff, but looks pretty good overall for the, like I said, the representations of the exterior of the buildings. That's where this thing shines the most. That's why it's like it would be nice to display this in the long form that I will show you here, just because you get to see the exteriors of all the buildings, where the other way you see, depending on how you have to like store and stuff, would have to see more of the interiors, which you don't get good representations that as I have shown you here. But let's go and spin this around to see our last one. Again, we get that building representing London there with our telephone booth, and then we go inside the Wizard Weezes shop, which again, hard with the lighting, but we get to see the, you know, like I'm gonna say like spiral style staircase, all the different levels. Of course, there's all sorts of little things hanging on the walls to represent all their different items that they sell and stuff, but just looks pretty good with the nice, of course, orange and purple design. But again, with the micro scale, hard to really tell what's going on there. Again, we get the back side of the alley. Then we go to Flourish and Blott's. So again, just supposed to be shelves full of books and all that. And again, the stairs that lead up to the second level. Then the ice cream parlor. So again, especially here, we get like little ice cream designs, or we get the pieces that show different flavors of ice cream in the counter and all that. So looks good with an office up top. And then finally, we get Wiseacre. So again, just different items inside there. That's hard to really tell exactly what any of it's supposed to be. Just different random items they threw inside of there to represent different things. Like I know like they sell telescopes and stuff. So there's probably a representation of a telescope in there, but just looks good for that overall. And like I said, now that we have this, we can put it all back together. And of course, you could maybe rearrange this in different stuff. I guess you could take like this section here and switch it out for this section if you want. You could have those switched around, but the others you pretty much have to do all in the same order. But let's go and build it in the long form. So you just put these together. So again, they just have these clip pieces on the end, and you'll just clip them together. Like I said, they don't hold very well. Like you can put them together like this and they'll hold, so you can move it around together, but you barely pull on it and it'll separate out there. So we get that section of the alley that we can add on to Gringotts section here. So it just clips on the end, so it goes just like that, which I think overall representation wise looks better, because then we can get like the smoother form with this tree, where when you have it the other way, it's there, it just doesn't seem to match as well together. So it's nice, you know, we get like the tan color sidewalk and then the gray of the cobblestone street. So we get that section, and then we can add on this other short section here, and it just pops right onto there. And now I'm starting to run out of room on the table here, and we can add on our last little section that has the leaky cauldron on the end of it there, so we can pop that on. So there we have the full, which of course I have to zoom out really far, like move the camera back because we're running out of room. And there we can see the full Diagon Alley, which again, it's really long, like it said, 34 inches long, or just a little longer, and I can't even still get it to all fit in the camera here. I'm reaching as far as I can. So there's about the best I can do, having the full thing represented there, which like I said, having it in this form, it looks really good because you can clearly see all of the shops at the front end. And of course, now we can take all our little characters, spread them all throughout Diagon Alley, and it just looks really nice. Now, for me personally, I always like the folded up one because, you know, that's how it's more represented in the movie with the buildings on both sides, but it's just so small together. And like I said, and you really mostly see from the exteriors and stuff, so you see the backside of them, so you don't get all the nice details of the front of the shops. So it displays better this way, but for me personally, I wish it would have done better by being folded up like I showed you at the beginning. But it just looks so nice. It's nice to have a representation with what I believe is all the shops of Diagon Alley, and it just looks so nice, like especially all splayed out here together with all the different colors and looks and buildings and everything. Just nice to have it all together representing Diagon Alley. So let me know what you thought of this set down in the comments. I know it's not the best set ever, but just to have the representation of Diagon Alley with all the shops makes it really nice, and that's what makes me like the set. Otherwise, it would just be okay. You know, it's a micro scale, which does help with saving space, you know, because obviously if they did this in those big sets like they had before, you know, you only got got like 4 buildings out of Diagon Alley. And then of course in like the last year they released the Green Gods, so you only have like 5 buildings so far out of, you know, the 12 or whatever buildings there are here. So having it in the micro scale like this saves you a lot of space. And of course now this micro scale Diagon Alley will go good with that Hogwarts, so that'll be cool once I ever have space to build that. But if you enjoyed this review, let me know with that thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.